Can Donald Trump beat Hillary in a general election in November of this year? There's a lot of professionals that say it's simply not possible. The media hasn't begun to go after Trump, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to read to you, actually, one of these stories. Very interesting. The nation's Republicans are working against the clock to answer two key questions. Can populist Donald Trump possibly attract enough independent and Democratic voters to win in November? And if he is likely to lose, does Ted Cruz or John Kasich have enough time to challenge him for the GOP nomination? The consensus among political experts is that time has probably already run out for both of them, though they still appear the stronger choice to beat Hillary Clinton in November. But some experts caution, don't count Donald Trump out as a national candidate for the fall. He is not, they say, a McGovern or a Goldwater, or for that matter, a Mitt Romney or a John McCain. Fringe candidates who led their parties to one-sided defeats in 1972 and in 1964. Intellectuals don't want to take him seriously, but he does well with working-class voters. He would take the West, challenge Hillary in the South, and do well in the pivotal Midwest states like Ohio and Illinois, whose southern regions tilted toward Obama in 2012, they say. So this is a fairly well thought out piece showing the danger that Donald Trump poses for the Republican Party. And I'm making every last bit of this up. This is actually a news story from 1980. It's from March of 1980. And I just took out the name Ronald Reagan and put in Donald Trump. Oh, are you comparing Reagan to Trump? No. I'm just showing the idiocy involved in so-called political experts. Idiocy. So let's read the real story. Here's the one that ran in March of 1980. Okay, we're going back 36 years. The nation's Republicans are working against the clock to answer two key questions. Can conservative Ronald Reagan possibly attract enough independent and Democratic votes to win in November? And if he is likely to lose, has former President Gerald Ford enough time to challenge him for the GOP nomination? The consensus among political experts is that time has probably already run out for Gerald Ford, though he still appears the stronger choice to beat Jimmy Carter in November. But some experts caution, don't count Ronald Reagan out as a national candidate for the fall. He is not, they say, a McGovern or a Goldwater, fringe candidates who led their parties to one-sided defeats in 1972 and 1964. Intellectuals don't want to take him seriously. But he does well with working-class voters. He would take the West, challenge President Carter in the South, and do well in the pivotal Midwest states like Ohio and Illinois, whose southern regions tilted toward Carter in 1976, they say. Do you see how stupid this looks in retrospect? How absolutely juvenile? Stupid. I want to say the word stupid with as much contempt as I can pull up in my voice. You follow me? I'm not trying to be unkind, but it's stupid. It's not just stupid in retrospect. It was stupid at the time. And what they're saying about Donald Trump right now against Hillary in the fall is stupid. It's dumb. It's not intelligent, okay? Donald Trump is bringing Democrats in. He's bringing independents in. He's created the dream come true statistical look at who is voting for him. The problem is, it's him. They hate him. The Republican establishment hates him because he's not their man. They can't buy him. They can't bully him. They can't predict him. And they might not invite him to the parties. So let me point out one thing here that I thought was really interesting. These idiots, and I say that with all the charity that I can muster in my heart, these idiots in 1980, March of 1980, who wrote this piece and who analyzed it, they said they would rather have Gerald Ford up against Carter than Ronald Reagan. That went really well in 1976. Do you see the insanity here? Now, if we're going to beat Jimmy Carter, we need to go with a loser. We need to go with the guy who Carter beat in 1976, because now he's got a much better chance of winning. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I used a Southern accent. And the Southern people, please forgive me. They have far more wisdom and more intelligence than the New York City, Washington, D.C. corridor, the political foolish prognosticators. So let's insert a New York accent to insult the political establishment. Oh, wait, no, I've got a New York accent. I've got the upstate New York accent. So the New York, Washington, D.C. political cartel, the moneyed class, the powered class, they are not smart people. No, that's not true. They're smart in that they have wormed their way and weaseled their way with a lot of hard work and a lot of bribery and a lot of hind-end kissing. They've gotten, can I say that on the air? They've gotten to a place where they control a lot, okay? Kind of like the foolish people who put the emperor in his new clothes. They orchestrated things to the point where they could get the emperor to walk out naked and tell him that he had clothing on, all right? So there's a level of genius in them and a level of clinical insanity. And now things are out of their control. It's spun out of their control. They can't control. They can't bring it back. And they still haven't even figured that out. And so they're mimicking the storyline of 1980, and they don't even see the absurdity of it. That's how blinded they are by their own pride, by their own wealth, by their own love of power. And I say if Donald Trump gets the nomination, he will trounce Hillary. And the only thing that I'm almost as happy about of him trouncing Hillary is for him to relegate some of these fools and these arrogant, pompous, manipulative enemies of righteousness and justice. And I'm talking about the Republican establishment. I'm thrilled at the possibility of him pushing them into the political wilderness and giving them the retirement that they so richly deserve.